Can we talk about your ride here? Who wants to talk?
I'll talk.
There you go.
Oh, wow,
so what do we have here?
So we're basically a intercollegiate team based out of Sacramento State, and each year a bunch of teams from all over the place get together and compete in Michigan. So we basically build this race car. It's a formula style race car built by students, engineered by students, and yeah, each year we race in Michigan. Our competition's already over. EV is happening right now.
How'd you do?
We placed 40th, which is pretty good. There's 117 teams that entered. So we did pretty good for our size, our budget, the amount of people in
And
the
what's
school.
like special about the challenge? Like, is it just build a combustion engine race car, or what's happening?
I mean, honestly, part of that is the challenge itself. It's very hard. It's a lot of work, but I mean,
I shouldn't say just.
Yeah, it is quite a challenge, but I mean, we all love doing it. But really, kind of specific challenges that I guess maybe make it different from doing something in your garage is we have a lot of rules to follow. A lot of rules. Our tech inspection is 2 days long, 2 full days long. They go over every inch of the car, so everything has to be done to the rule book.
What are some of the rules that were like kind of unique to this project?
So, I mean, there's general ones like rule-based and stuff like that. Displacement of our engine and stuff like that. Where the driver sits and who can fit in there. I would say one of the maybe more unique ones is if you take a look around the back, we have a bar.
Let's go take a look.
We have a bar that says cut here. So, well, we failed a certain rule that our pressure cylinder in the back, it was too far outside the chassis. So I said, okay, here's your chassis, and then just put the tubes around it. And so we sarcastically put on there, well, I didn't like that I had to do that, so once I get home, I'm going to cut it here with a Sawzall. So that was kind of a rule that we didn't pass, and we had to fix it on site in Michigan.
And so the whole engine you had to design from scratch?
No.
Oh, no.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No,
What kind of engine is this?
It's a CBR 600 RR.
Is that a motorcycle engine?
It is a motorcycle engine. It has a restrictor on it, a 20 millimeter restrictor. That's also part of the rules. So it makes about 65 horsepower, but it goes like crazy.
What was your biggest technical problem with making this? Like challenge, I should say.
Biggest challenge for the whole car is probably our under tray. The mold was so big. It's a 4 foot by 4 foot mold. It's a huge mold, and getting the resin to flow through on our carbon for our resin infusion process, getting the resin to flow through everything was really, really difficult. It was very stressful because if it doesn't flow quickly enough, the resin will start to harden as epoxy hardens. Before the epoxy has fully impregnated all of the carbon. And so it's a race against the clock.
Wow.
And we're freaking out. Everybody's freaking out. But we did manage to get it. And
is that which part? That's the complete bottom part, or what?
It's this part.
I didn't actually. That actually looks like a mat, like a separate piece.
No,
so that's the whole like bottom, basically.
Yeah, it's the bottom of the car. It's an under tray, so it accelerates air from the beginning and then expands it near the rear to create a low pressure zone underneath to create downforce. Basically, Formula One cars do
just
this.
like Formula One. Okay,
exactly.
Nice. Somebody said, did you consider vacuuming the resin into the fibers? Is that a thing?
Yes. So, like vacuum bagging or vacuum infusion, that is what it is. So resin infusion uses a vacuum bag where you have a mold and you lay the carbon over it, and then you lay basically like, I guess you could think of it like perforated straws through it, and then you bleed the epoxy through, and then you pull vacuum on the whole thing, and it sucks the resin through, kind of like, I don't know, kind of like if you were sucking something through a straw. Yeah. But I don't know, there's like a bunch of sand.
Or like a vacuum seal.
It's pretty much exactly like that. That's pretty much exactly what it is.
That's really cool. And you said this goes 40 miles an hour?
Okay, so like our top speed is about 60, but our competition isn't really based on
I'm surprised.
Top speed.
It looks like it would go way faster.
So our rear gear in the back is huge. Which means, and our front gear is small, which means that basically we shift the entire like speed in miles per hour all the way down, because we don't actually go faster than 60. We don't have a lot of long straights on our track. it's all really tight corners, so we don't need mile per hour. We don't need top speed. And so we just use all the power, 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, etc., where we can actually use it.
And what was how's the winner determined in the competition? 'Cause it's not speed, right?
No, so there's a lot of different events that we do. We do 4 events. Acceleration, which is exactly what it sounds like. Skid pad, which basically you run in a circle and you find out the maximum G that your car can withstand. Then we have an autocross event, which is also exactly what it sounds like. You set a fast lap time. They set up a bunch of cones and they make up their own lap, and you set a fast lap time around that. And then finally we have the endurance, which is a 28 minute, 10 mile race, basically 14 kilometer. And so it's basically a 30-minute race-ish, depending on how fast you go. And all the teams run it. It's really hard on the car. It takes a lot to just pass endurance. It takes a lot to pass tech. And so basically that's worth the most points is endurance. Whoever basically goes the fastest, of course. And then autocross, whoever goes the fastest gets points on that. And so basically it's kind of like a track meet, I guess you could kind of think of it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Where, the higher you place in each dynamic event, the higher you'll place overall. We also have a cost report, a business scenario. So we come up with slideshows of how we would react as a business to such and such scenario.
Wow.
Even though we're not technically a business, we're just a club, but pretending you were a business. So that all of those have a certain amount of points that each one have, and whoever basically gets the most points at the end wins. Our designs are also, we get judged based on the designs of our car.
And you're Sac State? Is that what it's called?
Sacramento State.
Okay. Nice. How many, are you the only car from your college? Or?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
you're the club, basically.
Okay. So there's a couple of different formulas under SAE, right? Society of Automotive Engineers. There's Baja, there's a San Jose Baja team over there. And then there's this one behind me is a little different, but
I talked to them.
Yeah. So they're a little different. They're not under SAE, but it's the same kind of idea. So there's also EV. It's a train outside.
Oh, there's really a train.
There is a real train.
Oh,
real train.
Oh, is that the big steam thing?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know it made noise.
And so there's internal combustion and EV under SAE, and so we're internal combustion Formula SAE.
Wow.
If other teams, they have internal combustion and EV at the same school. Other teams have Baja at the same school as well as Formula. But for Sac State, we just have this. We're not a huge school.
Yeah.
We're pretty big, but we're also a commuter school, so we don't get a lot of funding. We don't have a lot of members, but we sort of try to be the underdog and punch above our weight.
Sure. I mean, this is pretty amazing work. So
yeah, thank you.
Very impressive. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Cool. Let me grab that back. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Absolutely.
And I'll give you my card just in case you want to. The videos, this is live now, and the videos will be online, so thanks a lot. Cool. That was neat.